The Copenhagen plank is probably one of my clients' most dreaded exercises, but it's really awesome at training the function of the adductor and being a secondary stabilizer of the pelvis. And so I do prescribe it to my clients and I just let them whine. Whenever you set this up, there are a few ways that you can set up to make things a little bit easier or more uh, gentle in terms of introducing yourself into the exercise, or you can make it harder, more challenging. And there are two variations of the Copenhagen plank that I'm going to show, and there are modifications of each that I can also show. The traditional Copenhagen plank that I teach is where your knee is fully supported on the bench. Whenever you can, my foot might not be in frame, but whenever you get into Copenhagen plank variations, the big cue is going to be making sure that foot's flexed the whole time. So even if my foot's out of frame, I'm still flexing my foot the entire time that I'm doing this exercise. And you've got to maintain a side plank. Now, once you've got your side plank, you're going to squeeze your legs together. So this top knee is fully supported, and this bottom leg is squeezing as hard as it can to the bottom of the bench, to the top leg. You want to really bring your legs together, squeeze your legs while maintaining a good side plank. So my torso is not leaning forward, it's not backwards, my chest is not collapsed or arched. I'm in a good position where my chest is open and my hips are square and I'm squeezing my legs together. You can make this harder by walking your leg out on the bench. So some people will do it at shin angle, some people will do it at their ankle and hold a side plank or a Copenhagen plank that way. The knee is not supported anymore, so it can be a little bit more dangerous and unstable for clients who especially are coming back from any kind of injury pertaining to the knee. So just be careful and consider those things whenever you're setting up your Copenhagen plank, but you can modify by sliding your foot or your knee a little bit farther off of that bench, and that will make it a little bit more challenging, also a little bit less stable. The other variation of the Copenhagen is a Copenhagen sprinter. And the Copenhagen plank sprinter, you can also set up the same way as you would a Copenhagen plank, where you can have your knee fully supported, foot is flexed the entire time. So even if my foot's not in frame, just know that my feet are flexed whenever I'm doing this. It's going to help stabilize the movement a little bit more. It's better and safer for you to keep your feet flexed during this exercise. You can do it knee fully supported. You can also make it more challenging by sliding the knee off of the bench. Some people will do it where their foot is the only thing being supported by the bench, but I always start my clients off with knee fully supported, and that's actually how I perform the movement as well. Hopefully me touching the microphone did not mess anything up. When you're ready to set up for the Copenhagen plank sprinter, you're going to still be in that side plank position. I still want my hips square. I still want my chest open. I don't want my hips collapsed or my chest collapsed and my hips all cattywampus, so rocking forward or backward. I really want to be squeezing my bottom leg up to my top leg, but my knee is going to be bent 90 degrees here. So I'm still squeezing my legs together, but now with my foot and my knee bent 90 degrees. My chest is still open, it's not flared, and my hips are still square. My feet are flexed and they're squeezing together, but now I'm in a sprinter position. And you'll do that on both sides. Again, you can make this more challenging by bringing the knee off of the bench, but it can be a little bit less stable as well. It is a little bit less stable, and it can be problematic if you are coming back from injury, especially one pertaining to the knee. So just keep that in mind whenever you're setting up the Copenhagen plank. If both of those variations are really challenging for you, then you might not be ready to do a Copenhagen plank yet. You can just hold a side plank and then incorporate other exercises that train the function of the adductor, like a foam roller glute bridge squeeze. Or a glute bridge foam roller squeeze. That's another option as well.